everybody. Welcome to Mind Over MS, episode 13. Today, we are going to be talking about passion and pursuit and purpose. So, it's great to have a purpose. Everybody should have a reason to get up in the morning. What is your why? Why are you here on this channel? Why are you looking to get better? What are you going to do with the health once you obtain it? What is the purpose of your life? And purpose is very powerful. It is the fundamental thing. Like I talk about gratitude a lot, but purpose is right up there with it, because we won't take steps and actions to move us towards an ultimate goal or destination if we don't have a purpose. But I'm going to put a caveat on that. Your purpose is not enough, in my mind at least, to just be taking care of your kids or, your career, or unless your career is very passionate. But waking up in the morning and preparing breakfast, and I homeschool. I'm getting my other son off to high school. I love my kids, and they are the center of my world, and they are a huge purpose in my world. But cooking breakfast and packing lunches isn't something that I'm really passionate about. There's moments in their life, like seeing them succeed, that will bring passion, but it's not a personal pursuit for me. Those are their passionate pursuits, and I'm there to support them for it. So I would say that your purpose in life should be paired with passion. So what is it that you're passionate about? Because that's really, now it's not just about getting up in the morning to get things done. You're going to put your feet on the floor and you're going to be excited about your day. You're going to be very happy about what's coming next. You're going to be willing to also pursue this passion and this purpose, even when it doesn't bring you happiness. And I think this is a really big thing to understand, because a lot of people make the pursuit of, they just want health. They just want happiness. Well, those things don't last, and they're transient. They go up and down. They change all the time. Just like all of our emotions, happiness isn't a state of permanent being. It's a snapshot. It's a moment in time. And then it gets replaced by other emotions and other events. And so you can't keep chasing just that one little fleeting moment, because then maybe the whole point of your passion and your pursuit and your purpose is only what's going to happen at the end result, when that moment of happiness happens because you've achieved something. And then you've missed the whole journey along the way. So happiness, I don't think, is a very effective goal, because you don't sustain it for very long. And like all things in life, it's not temporary. And when you understand the impermanence of things, all of a sudden, health and happiness maybe aren't the goal. I would replace those things with something that answers a bigger question. What are you going to do with your health? So when you have health, what is it that's going to bring into your life? Because now all the ups and downs of getting there are still valuable to you, and the pursuit of doing something is still there. And that way it sustains you, because sometimes in life, even when we have a goal in mind and something that we're striving for, it takes a lot of effort to get there. It doesn't happen right away, and there's a lot of obstacles to overcoming it. Even take your health challenges. There's going to be days where you're going to be feeling really great and things are going better, and you see as small things improved in your vision, maybe your balance, and whatever marker it is you're looking at. But there's going to be other days where it worsens. Like today, where I am, it's very gray, and on gray days my eyesight always weakens, and I find it less so likely that I'm going to want to try to push myself to read a book, or even to try to drive, or any of these things. So I would say then that you're looking really now for a purpose that's going to extend beyond just one emotion. It's something that you're so committed to and you're so passionate about, that regardless of if you're up or down at the moment, you're still going to put in all you've got to seeing it through. And then that's really what's going to keep you on track and motivated to do it, and ultimately find success in your life for it. So with that being said, I was really wondering for myself what I was going to do, especially being disabled and I'm not working and I can't drive. And a lot of the hobbies and the things that I used to identify myself with, being an artist, being a long distance runner, all of these things, I can't do those things right now. I'm holding out that I'm going to do them still in the future. But what am I going to do right now? And I've always been passionate about animals. And so I always have trained animals my whole life, training horses. I've trained a therapy dog in the past. I had a wonderful pit bull who was had passed with flying colors all of her therapy stuff. Unfortunately, the muzzle that she had to wear due to a pit bull ban in Ontario disqualified her from the program, and we had to discontinue. And then the second dog that I had, my sweet little boy, passed away last summer, and that was our family pet. And he wasn't trained that great, but good thing he was just wonderful natured, because I had him at the same time as a baby and a toddler and a single mom, and I just didn't put into him the same effort I could put in now. But after he passed away, I wasn't quite ready to get another animal. But my family all wanted a puppy, and I'm the only one who's had a puppy in the family, and I know they're actually not that fun. So this is again talking about, is it just happiness, or is it all the other things you're willing to do to pursue this purpose? Because a puppy, when it's somebody else's, is fun. You play with it, it's cute, it's sweet, but then you send it home. But when it's your puppy, you're up at night, they can't hold their bladder, they're crying if you crate them, or they're eating things in your bedroom if you're not crating them, they're peeing on the floor, they're chewing up your favorite shoes, they're annoying. A lot of times, you just want to get something done and they're biting at your ankles and, wanting to play all the time. It's a lot of work to train them. So I wasn't really ready to do that, but I also understood that I was the only one that was stuck in the house, disabled, alone, and really grieving, looking at the spot on the floor where my old boy used to be. And I thought, okay, fine, let's do a dog. But the only way I'm going to do a dog is if I can train a service dog this time. And I really know that that's going to be a big job to do, because training a service dog is at least like a 2-year commitment. They don't all pass and succeed. But I thought, I have the time now because I'm at home, I'm disabled. What else am I going to do? So here we go. We're going to put now a purpose, and we're going to pair it with a passion to train animals and to be connected. And because sometimes, if anyone that's sick that knows this, it can be quite isolating when everybody else is moving on with their life and they're playing sports and they've got hobbies and they're out and about, and you're kind of stuck in your own mind and trapped in your own body. It's nice to have a companion. So I was very excited to get my puppy. I'm going to see if I can get her to even come over here too and introduce herself. Ruby, come here. So I'm calling her my puppy, and she looks quite big. Any of you that have already seen her on camera yet. But Ruby is 9 months old, so she's already a 60-pound girl. So she's not a little puppy, and she's going to keep growing till 2 years old. Rottweilers, they grow for a long time. And so I wouldn't suggest trying to train a big dog like this if you have, a lot of physical impairment at the current moment and it's not safe for you to do so. But if you're at the kind of level where I'm at now, that I've gotten a little bit better, or if you're doing better than I am, definitely this might be a challenge that you want to take on, especially if you've got a lot of time and room in your life to do it. Buying a service dog already trained is quite expensive, and buying your own puppy, picking your own out, and then having someone else train it is very time and money intensive. So with my background in already training dogs, I figured that I was up to the challenge for this one. And you got to love YouTube and Google, because just the way that I'm talking to you right now, I can Google these things and find out, different tricks and tips on how to train her for any obstacles I'm coming up to. And just like we're talking about with sustaining your passion and purpose through the hard times, she hasn't quite worked out in all aspects. And if I had a thought to look up first, like what qualities to look for in a puppy, to pick which service dog, I might have made a different pick. Now, Rottweilers are what everybody in my family wanted, and they actually make very good service dogs. They're used quite often, and also in any kind of like search and rescue, police work. They're used a lot because super highly intelligent, very loyal, very protective, but she has some characteristic traits that might not be great for a service dog. She's a little too, I don't want to say like aggressive or assertive, but she's very confident. So instead of sometimes just respecting a new situation, she's going to go and like put herself in it a lot. And that might not be the best trait. But with all things being said, she's already my love. She's my sweet little friend. And so I'm going to stick it through the good times, the hard times, and everything that comes up. I'm going to make it a separate podcast going forward about her and the progress of our training, because I know that for a lot of you that are looking for like alternative treatments and options for overcoming autoimmune disease or MS, you might not be interested in a service dog and how that's going. But this is still relevant, this part right now, because we're talking about purpose and passion, and I don't know what yours is and what you might want to find in life, but I challenge you to find something, even if you're bedbound, even if you are how I was 3 years ago, in a wheelchair, not in a wheelchair, but needed assistance even to make it to the bathroom, and walking with a cane. And I still found things I could do. I listened to books to train myself. I couldn't read, but I listened to audiobooks, and then I ended up getting new certificates and new educational pursuits because I thought I could still do that sitting on the couch. And that really helps sustain me. Instead of feeling sad about all the things you've lost and who you aren't anymore, uh, all of those negative thoughts and that rumination isn't a space for healing. It doesn't create an environment and a terrain that's conducive to, manifesting a different frequency. And if you're always vibrating at a low frequency, you magnetize that low frequency back into your life, and you'll get more of the same. If you're looking to live in a higher frequency and in a different life, you have to already start living there, even in your mind and in your heart, and your body will catch up. It'll follow. It has for me, and I believe it will for you too. But you have to be willing to take, an effort and a leap of faith into doing something. And I know if you are very sick and things haven't, been fair to you in that regard, it's easy to feel sorry for yourself and to kind of lack the to get up, the gumption to do a hard task. But it's worthwhile to pursue it and to find it. Because all it's going to do is just bring you new opportunities, new joys. And, even now with the struggles with this dog, there's days where I have felt pretty upset, and the task is too big. She has pulled me over a few times. She's pretty big, so she walks nice for the most part. But if she sees a squirrel, or she loves birds for some reason, she will lunge towards the bird, and it's pretty sudden. And with bad balance, I've taken a couple tumbles. So, I mean, you might consider getting a smaller dog to do this if that's an issue for you. For me, the reason I picked this larger breed dog is I was feeling very overwhelmed by interacting with my environment during my last relapse. So the inability to see was really making it hard for me, because I couldn't tell who people were from a certain distance away from me, and not very far, 5 feet, 10 feet. I couldn't make eye contact with people, and I didn't know whether the person there, should I wave? Is that my neighbor? Is that somebody I know? Am I being rude? And this whole idea gave me anxiety that it wasn't safe. Like, I didn't feel safe because I couldn't process the information around me and decide, what kind of emotions to feel, or how to interact with it. And my balance and my weakness was terrible. I was needing a wall or a cane, something to always be touching to kind of keep my balance. So I figured with a big breed dog like this, that if I could put the service jacket on her with the iron bars that come across, I was going to use her as balance. Because now she's a big, hefty girl at 100 pounds. She'll be able to kind of hold me up a little bit. I'm not that big, so that'll be like a good pair for the two of us. And then I know that she'll now understand, as we're walking through the park or we're going somewhere, she'll wag her tail in excitement. She already does now, for the kids on our street that she knows, for the neighbors who have pet her before. So it gives me an indication now from far away, as somebody's walking. I see her body language, and I go, okay, this is good. She likes this person. We know this person. It's okay. I should pursue too, so I can go say hi to them. Or if it's somebody that doesn't give her a good vibe, you can kind of tell that too through your dog's body language. And so then I think to myself, okay, keep her kind of in between me and this person as they pass. And that gives me it makes me more secure, and I feel safer in the environment. And that's helped me emotionally a lot already, even though she's actually not really trained yet at that level. I wouldn't say you could get a dog trained like this until at least 2 years old, but you're starting now, you're laying the groundwork. I'll review some of the things about picking a dog and the training we've done so far to get you up to speed in the new podcast that I'll start probably in the next couple weeks for her. And, whether you're interested in doing something like that for yourself, or you just want to maybe get a different kind of companion, a cat. Maybe I have a bunny as well too. Maybe something that's a little bit easier to care for and not as difficult to train. I think that's worthwhile just for the companionship, but really find your purpose and your passion and pair those two things together. And in the end, you're going to have to think about what kind of training and things you would want in a dog. For me, with her, I do want her also to be trained, and I'm going to be reviewing this with you. I train my therapy dog as well to stop at stop signs, to stop at red lights, and to go at green lights, so that the dog now, if you're having problems with vision, can help with those kinds of things as well. But maybe your passion isn't animals, and maybe you're not interested in training a service dog. So maybe there's something else in your life that you can find that's really going to sustain you through all times on your journey, like the ups and the downs. What is it that you can pull deep down from inside, that you're going to care enough about? And even if it's something like your health, I would say don't make it such a general goal as my purpose is to get healthy. Well, make it more specific to you and answer a bigger question, like what are you going to do with that health once you have it? Because that's going to look different for everybody. Like I know part of it for me is that I definitely want to be my mother, who is the kind of grandmother that played on the floor with my kids, and who was always vital and around, and even now, in her 70s, is my MVP in my life because I can't drive. So now I have my mother now coming back as the matriarch of the family and helping to take care of not only me but my children. And I want to have that in my life too. And another thing that I always envisioned for myself is hiking. I love hiking, and I might not even pursue running again because I'm not sure that I think that the long distance running I did was that great for me. But I definitely want to hike again, and I want to be in nature. I don't want to be on the concrete in the city running, but I want to be out in nature. And what a better hiking partner than your dog. Even where we live right now, I'm surrounded by a lot of coyotes, and I think that even just having your dog out with you now, it's protection in case something ever happens to you with another animal, or I don't know where you are, maybe even a concern with encampments set up. We have some here where there's homeless encampments. You wouldn't want to just walk up onto a dangerous situation. Maybe now I feel again secure because I have my companion with me. So for her, this really fulfilled all the checklists for me as what I wanted to do. And so, this week, take some time to think about what you could do to find something that you were always passionate about. And I would say go back to when you're young too, because a lot of times we lose passion as we get older because we get weighted down by the responsibilities in life. We pick jobs that are secure, that have benefits, that, we think will provide us income. And we pick housing where we think, oh, this is be a good family neighborhood, or this will have this one thing or that thing. We're not really picking like maybe what our passion would have said, which is like, I want to live by the beach, which means I'm going to move to the ocean, or I'm just going to pick up and quit my job because I actually really wanted to be a writer, or I wanted to pursue whatever it was. A lot of us lose our passion. We get weighted down. And I know that for some people, you have too many responsibilities. Maybe you have kids in school and things. You can't just pick up maybe and do some of these dramatic things I'm saying. Like I maybe can't do those things either that I have. But this project where I'm disabled sitting on my couch, I always loved animals. I always wanted to train animals. Well, I ended up being an insurance broker, which had nothing to do with it because circumstance said, yeah, do this, do that, as we build up our credit and we build up, our debts and our obligations and blah, blah, blah of life. Okay, this is going back to my roots now. And so this is really pairing where am I at right now? What am I capable of? And what will make me happy? And what was the thing that when I was a child, before life told me how I should fit in a little box, this matches it, because child Dana would absolutely approve of training Ruby the service dog. So I'm going to sign off with that there, because it's going to be up to you to figure out what you can do. And especially if you're ill right now and you're not going to work or you don't have a lot else to do, take the time to really contemplate deep in your heart, meditate on it, dream on it, really try to figure out what it is that you can do that's going to bring you so much value and meaning in your life and give you something to get up for in the morning, or to get up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, because my puppy likes to eat dangerous things, and she obviously ate something yesterday and has had a bout of diarrhea overnight. So, and even at all those times in the night, I was definitely not happy waking up because I like my sleep. So what is it for you that's going to keep you happy through all of these hard obstacles and times that you're either facing currently or are going to probably face in the future, because that is life, up and down. So find your thing and run with it. So have a blessed day. Have a blessed life. Namaste.